Hi everyone, my name's Amanda Hart and I was asked to write an article for Me magazine again for the Fibromyalgia Awareness Month, which is coming up in May 2017. And the reason I was asked was because of the correlation that I see with all these conditions: migraines, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, ME. And I had ME for 4 years and I've just come through recovery, so I'm 95% symptom free. My story was that I started to develop this condition 4 years ago. Nobody understood how this was happening. I started getting chronic bloating. I couldn't digest food properly. My symptoms were increasing with headaches and pain and discomfort and disorientation and general anxiety and depression, and I couldn't work out what it was, and I just assumed it was because I was working extremely long hours in a business that really I had created for my partner. It was more that I was living his dream, and I think that was the real sort of dawning of the whole process for me, realizing that actually, because I was doing this for somebody else and I was living someone else's dream, my body was rebelling. So, but this was not discovered until 4 years down the line. Doctors couldn't do anything. It's incurable. You have to find your own route. You have to pace yourself. And I was given all the advice in the world to restrict myself, and I became a hermit. I became a prisoner in my body, prisoner in my home. My work declined, and everything around me was just falling away. And I realized it was trying to tell me something, but I couldn't find the solutions because of the brain fog. So it's, the catch-22 situation. And I guess my determination, because of the work that I do as an intuitive consultant and, the overcoming adversity and teaching others to achieve this, drew me to finally discover that rather than looking at all the people that couldn't cure themselves and just making do, I wanted to find out how people had actually cured themselves. And I found that I'd ordered so many books and was going through so much research, and I was just blinded by this condition and all the symptoms and the research. So I pushed it all aside. And I was only diagnosed just about 6 months ago. So by then I'd lost everything: my home, my business, my life. Everything had just been torn away from me. But I found one book that I found was my saving grace, and that is, if you can see, this is Recovery from CFS, and it's written by a woman called Alexandra Barton, and she had the same idea. What is it that these people are doing? Why are people curing themselves as opposed to the others? And she, after 7 years, cured herself, and then went on to discover all the people that had worldwide and created this book. And I was fascinated going through this book, the 50 success stories of these men, women and children worldwide, of what it was, what was the common denominator with all of them. And I found that it was their determination to find a cure, that they would finally get well. So my personal recovery was actually finding it was called a technique called reverse therapy, or hypothalamitis is recognised by Dr. Mickle, and he recognises that it's to do with our emotions and how we're not recognising our what our emotions are telling us to help us to make life changes. So my recovery was very, very swift. So in 4 weeks, I literally flipped all the cards. My symptoms dissipated, most of my symptoms dissipated, and my life suddenly changed. And that's what I found with all these other people that had cured themselves, the life change that they went through. So I realized that it was not just about the body responding to what was going on emotionally. The environment around them was also responding to what they were going through. So yeah, if I can recommend anything to anybody, and this is including people with fibromyalgia, ME, migraines, insomnia, anxiety and depression, all of these are intrinsically linked, and I have written an article about this. So I would recommend the Recovery from CFS with Alexandra Barton, because it's an amazing read and it gives you some hope, and to know that there is a solution. Every single person is unique, so everybody's recovery is different. But when you open up to possibilities, it's incredible what you can actually find out there for yourself. So good luck everyone. Take care. Bye bye.